What's up YouTube, it's Chris and I'm back with another video. Today I'm answering another question from the group. Daniel says, need some help with analyzing a potential investment. Foreclosure home going for $85K in a neighborhood with houses around $125 to $150K. This will be my first home purchase and plan on renting it out around $1,250. Is this overall a good deal? Needs around $15K in improvements. Is there something I'm missing? Is there anything I need to look out for as far as foreclosures go? Alright, well, that's a loaded question. When it comes to vetting homes to buy, alright, he's missing a whole lot of things. Alright, so first of all, we don't know where the home is. Alright, we need to know that. Most places right now today are in a seller's market. His might not be. I mean, there are little pockets in the country where you find the opposite, but for the most part, we're in the seller's market overall. What does the neighborhood look like? Is it on a busy street? Is it in a subdivision? Does it have an HOA that will restrict rentals? Does it have high crime? Are the schools good? All of that stuff matters, and those are all the things you need to look at when trying to vet a deal. He says that the houses are going for around $125,000 to $150,000. What's causing the difference there? Are they all the same square footage with the same amount of bedrooms and baths, and the difference is just some are updated and some aren't? Are some just larger? We need to know. And then where does this house fall? Does it seem more comparable to the ones that are on the higher end? The other thing we need to know about him, we need to know what does he have for a down payment? How does he plan on buying this? Is he going to use a first-time home buyer where he only puts down 3.5%? We need to know how much he has to put towards improvements. The other thing we need to know is how handy he is. Is he going to do any of the improvements himself? Does he have to rely on contractors? And if he has to rely on contractors, does he know any contractors? There's a lot that goes into purchasing fixer-uppers, getting them together, and then renting them out. I'm also trying to figure out where he got the $1,250 from. Is he just saying that, or did he actually do the market research and check the rental comps? So it's a lot that we need to look into. One funny thing about the group is I'll say is that people actually answer them. It's good. No one knows any of that background information that I just said, and so we don't really know whether it's good. And matter of fact, since we have time, I kind of already answered the question. Let's go ahead and answer the question based on the numbers. Let's say he was able to get it for $85,000. And it needs $15,000 in repairs. Well, we didn't factor in any closing costs or anything like that, so let's just add an extra 3% for that, which I don't know what that is, but let's just say it's an extra $5,000 in just random fees, okay? So let's say it's 90, he's at 105, and we're going to pull up our calculator. Alright, so we pull up our calculator, and we do 105,000 divided by, on the low end, 125,000. This will give us the percentage. So we have 0.84. You want to be around 0.7, maximum 0.75, which is 75% of the home's value. You want to try to buy a home that's no more than 75% of its actual value. And 75% is on the top end. And the only time I would say go 75% is if you know you can rent this thing out, you can get a good renter in there, it's in a really good area, and as far as market trends go, the house is steadily appreciating. I would buy it at 75% then. But he's at 84, so this is not a good deal. It's not a great deal. It's okay if he can truly cash flow a couple $100 a month, but it's not the sweetest of deals. The other reason why this is not that great is because look, it's at 0.84% already. he's going to have a hard time trying to do a cash out refinance. And this is why the BRRRR, the BRRR method is so enjoyable if you buy the house properly, because you buy it, you renovate it, you rent it, you do a cash out refinance to get everything that you put into it initially back, and then you repeat. If you're recycling, if you can buy deals and find deals where you're able to constantly recycle the same, $20,000 over and over again, there's no limit to how many houses you can buy. But if you buy something and you can't get your money back out of it, you're stuck. You see what I'm saying? So you want to find houses that are deeply depreciated. And the only way you're going to really find that, especially in the seller's market, is if the house needs a lot of work. So that's that. Now let's go back and do the math at 150K. So he's at 105 right now. So we'll do 105,000 and divide that by 150,000. And he's at 0.70. So sure, at that point, it's a good deal. But, again, we don't know what the variables are. We don't know why some homes are going for 125 and why some are going for 150. And then we also don't know how skilled he is at making the house beautiful enough or to match those 150, those houses going for 150. And that's even if the house is similar to the houses that are going for 150 in the sense of square footage and the lot size and the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. So, it's a whole lot more information that we need to know. But I will give you some tips, some things that you can do to vet your properties. All right, everybody, my camera went out, which is okay. We're at the end anyway, and I just wanted to show you guys some tips so you don't need to see my face. All right, so here's some things you can do to yourself to see if you are getting a good deal in real estate. And this doesn't cover every single little thing, but the basics, if you follow this list, you'll be better off than most. All right, so the first thing, you want to check comps. You want to check comparable homes, and I'll link a video to this that I made to show you how to do that using a couple of examples. But you want to look at properties that are similar in size, same amount of bedrooms, same amount of bathrooms, similar layout. Look at for homes that are in the same neighborhood if possible, if not in the same neighborhood, right around the neighborhood, and that have sold within the last 6 or 12 months. Anything older than that, can't really be considered a comp because it was too long ago and the markets change. A lot can change in that time, which moves us on to the next thing, considering the area. Is it a seller's market? A year can go by and it can shift from a buyer's market to a seller's market. That's why comps older than 12 months really aren't that accurate. So, so you want to ask yourself, is it a seller's market? If it's a seller's market, you're going to probably pay a little more than you would like for the house unless the house needs a lot of work or they're having a financial hardship. If they're having a financial hardship, the house is still distressed, but they generally take care of it the best way they can. So, if it's distressed, it's going to either be distressed or it's going to need a lot of work, in the seller's market. You want to check the crime rate in the area. Obviously, if crime is high, it's, you don't expect it to appreciate that much. How the schools, again, this is not always a huge issue because most people don't think to look at schools unless it's a family. And if it's a single family home and 4 or 5 bedrooms, it's probably a family that's buying a house, and you better believe they want to know about the school district. Also, is the neighborhood quiet? No one wants to live in a loud neighborhood, and that's just that. You want to make sure it's quiet. And mainly just kind of the areas around it. Well, looking on the inside of the neighborhood, like let's say a bad neighbor can really ruin an experience. Most people don't look at this, but I'll tell you, do the neighbors have dogs that they just leave outside? Do you see a bunch of basketball courts in the driveways? Because that stuff gets loud. I wouldn't say that is a deal breaker, but if all the other things are there, then just look at that and say, okay, good, I'm even clear there. And moving on or keeping in line with, is the neighborhood quiet? Are there any commercial properties nearby? Is there a warehouse nearby? Is there a junkyard? Is the house in a subdivision or is it just off of a main road? Those are things that some people look at as well, because you don't want a house that's loud or that's hard to turn into because people are speeding on the road. So you want to look at those things. And finally, of course, you want to buy low. Uh, Purchase price and repairs and just in case costs. You got to always have a little, a lot, like an extra 5% should be good, but 5 to 10% of what you think it will cost to renovate a home aside, just in case. And all of that should not exceed 70 to 75 at worst percent of the after repair value of the home. All right. If it's lower than that, you're getting an excellent deal. If it's right at that, still not a bad deal. It's a decent deal. Anything over than that, higher than that, I would pass. You could, unless rents are high there, and you can Airbnb it or something like that. Maybe I would consider it. But that you can look a little harder and find other better deals. So that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully this was able to help somebody, and hopefully I get this posted in time enough to answer the question for my man who asked it in the group. And I'll see you guys next video.